Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Tata Rita Handayani with ID 20221500577, and I'm excited to share with you some essential strategies for teaching young learners effectively. Today's presentation focus on teaching young learners effective strategies for language education. We'll explore how understanding children's development and implementing interest-based learning can transform your classroom experience. We'll dive into practical methods that will help you connect with your young students, support their learning journey, and create a more engaging educational environment. Let's begin this journey together. Before we explore specific strategies, let's establish our foundation. The most crucial principle in teaching young learners is this: teachers must be aware of children's development and apply appropriate methods and techniques. Why is this so important? Young learners are not miniature adults. Their cognitive, emotional, and social development stage directly impact how they process information, interact with peers, and respond to different teaching approach. When we align our teaching methods with their developmental stage, we see remarkable improvements in student engagement and participation, learning retention and comprehension, classroom behavior and cooperation, and overall academic progress. Today's presentation will give you concrete tools to achieve this alignment. We'll focus on three main areas, like understanding children's interests, providing appropriate support, and creating meaningful learning environments. These elements work together to create optimal learning conditional condition for young minds. Let's start with a fundamental truth. Children learn best when they're interested in what they're learning. This isn't just common sense. It's backed by educational research. When we view education from children's interests, we're essentially aligning four critical elements. First, materials. Instead of using generic textbooks that might bore students, we select content that generally excites them. If your student loves dinosaurs, incorporate dinosaur term reading passage. If they're fascinated by space, use planetary example in math problem. And the second method, a child interested in music might learn better through songs and rhythm, while kinesthetic learners need movement and hands-on activities. Our teaching approaches should reflect these preferences. Third, techniques. Specific strategies like storytelling, role-playing, or artistic creation can capture attention when matched to student interests. The same lesson can be delivered through multiple techniques. Fourth, activities. Interactive experiences become more meaningful when they connect to what children already find fascinating. Here's the key insight. When teaching aligns with student interests, the learning process becomes significantly more effective. Students are naturally motivated. They participate more actively and they retain information longer. It's not about entertaining them. It's about leveraging their natural curiosity as powerful learning tool. Now, you might be thinking, this sounds great, but how do I actually discover what my students are interested in. Here are four proven methods. First, children treasure. Ask students to bring or share something they treasure most. This could be this could be a toy, a book, a photo, or even a story about a pet. Document this attempt and times. You'll start seeing pattern. Maybe several students love animals or many fascinated by car. Seconds. Simple surveys. Create age-appropriate questionnaires with pictures and simple questions. What's your favorite animal? Or what do you like to do after school? Maybe what makes you happy? Keep it visual and fun, not like a test. Third, analyze children's work. Look at their drawings, creative writing, or free choice activities. When children have freedom to choose topics, they naturally gravitate toward their interests. A child who always draws house may be interested in architecture or family trips. Fourth, the talking and writing box. Creating a special box where children can drop notes, drawings, or small objects representing things they want to talk about or learn more about. Check this regularly. It's like having a direct line to their curiosity. These methods give you infallible data to customize your teaching approach for maximum impact. Understanding interest is just the beginning. Young learners also need specific types of support to success. This support is essential for their learning, progress, and building confidence, especially in language learning. Let me introduce you to two fundamental support strategies. First, scaffolding is like providing temporary support while children develop their skill. Think of it like training wheels on a bicycle. You provide help while they're learning. They gradually remove it as they become independent. It's a practical example. When a child struggles to hold a pencil correctly while writing, don't just tell them hold it properly. Instead, gently guide their finger. Show them the correct grip, maybe even do hand-over-hand guidance. This physically scaffolding helps them internalize the correct technique. Scaffolding can be verbal too. If a child cannot answer a complex question, break it into smaller parts, like what color is this? Then what shape is it? Then where do you think we might find this? Second, what time? Why time is equally crucial but often overlooked. This means allowing adequate time for children to process questions or formulate responses. Here's why this matters. Young, young language learners have diverse response patterns. Some children answer quickly. They process information rapidly and speak immediately. Others need more time. They're not slower learners. They just need more processing time to search their memory, organize their thoughts, and formulate their response. As a teacher, we must resist the urge to fill silence immediately. When you ask a question, count to at least 5 until 7 seconds before providing prompts or moving on. You'll be amazed at how many quiet students suddenly start participating when given adequate thinking time. Let me elaborate on why time because it's such a game changer in young learner education. The diversity in response speed is completely normal and doesn't reflect intelligence or ability. Think about it in your own experience. Sometimes you have an immediate answer. Other times you need a moment to think, even about topics you know well. For children, learning a new language, this process is even more complex. They might understand your question perfectly, but need time to formulate their response in the target language. Or maybe know the answer but be searching for the right vocabulary. Or maybe be processing both the language and the content simultaneously. When we provide adequate wait time, several positive things happen. First, more students participate in the discussion. Second, responses become more thoughtful and complete. Third, student confidence increases because they don't feel rushed. Fourth, classroom atmosphere becomes more inclusive and supportive. Remember, when a child seems to be talking a long time to answer, they're not being defiant or confused. They're working. They're working. They're working. Sometimes general prompting can help. Like, take your time. I can see you're thinking about this. Or maybe, would it help if I repeat the questions? These questions are your part model respect for different learning styles and creates a safe learning environment for all students. Now, let's explore six concrete strategies for providing meaningful input that will transfer your classroom environment. First, bulletin boards. Don't just put up random decoration. Create time displays that connect to your lesson. Animals per unit on habitat, food from different cultures for language learning, or seasonal items that relate to science concepts. Make them interactive by adding questions or activities students can engage with independently. Second, building system or visual. Young learners are very visual. Create mind maps, flowchart, or graphic organizer that help them see connection between concepts. For example, a family tree for teaching family vocabulary, or weather chart for discussing season and clothing. Third, provide variety in input types. Remember, the children have different learning style, include visual input like picture, videos, colorful shot, and then auditory input like songs, recorded story, different voice and accents, and then tactile input like object to touch, manipulative to move, texture to explore. This ensure every child can access the content through their stronger learning channel. First, rich print environment. Your classroom wall should be learning tools. Display student work, vocabulary with picture, step-by-step instruction with visual, and reference material children can use independently. This creates a print-rich environment that supports literacy development. Third, fifth, clear classroom rules. Establish and display behavioral guidelines using positive language and picture. Instead of don't run, use walk safely with picture. Young learners respond better to knowing what to do rather than what not to do. Sixth, reward and recognition system. Create a visual tracking system using smiley face for positive behavior and sad face for area needing improvement. Update this weekly, not daily, so children don't feel constantly judged. Make it about growth and progress, not perfection. These strategies work together to create an environment where learning happens naturally and joyfully. Let's wrap up with the key takeaways that will make the biggest impact in your teaching. Interest-based learning isn't just a nice idea, it's a necessity. When you align your teaching with what genuinely engages your student, you're not just making learning fun, you're making it effective. Use this for discovery methods we discussed to become addictive of your student curiosity. And then creating a sportive environment. True scaffolding and white time isn't about being easy on students. It's about being responsive to how your mind actually work. Your passion and support today builds their confidence and independence tomorrow. And meaningful input. Transform your classroom from a place where learning happens to a place where learning thrives. Every poster, every activity, every interactions becomes a learning opportunity when it's thoughtfully designed. Recognizing individually differences means celebrating the fact that not all children learn the same way or at the same pace. This isn't challenge to overcome, it's strength to leverage. Developmental awareness ties everything together. When we understand where our students are developmentally, we can meet them there and guide them forward effectively. Here's my challenge for you. Just one strategy from today's presentation and implement in this week. Start small. Maybe create an interest survey for your student or patients extending your wait time by just 3 seconds. Notice what happens student engagement and participations. Remember, effective teaching of young learners isn't about having all the answer. It's about understanding your student and creating conditions where they naturally curiosity can flourish. Okay. Thank you for your attention. I'll be happy to answer any question you might have. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.